Hi, guys. Welcome to our daily encounter. Psalm 52 is a psalm written about a time in which Doeg, the Edomite, told Saul about the fact that David had gone to Ahimelech in Nob for provision and received provision from Ahimelech. And of course, Ahimelech didn't know that Saul had ran away from Saul and the whole situation or the whole story. He just thought he was helping out one of the king's right hand men. But Doeg saw the whole thing happen, goes and tells Saul, and then Saul has many of the priests at Nob slain. And this psalm is kind of reflecting on that whole situation. But there's a particular phrase I'd like to focus on. It's a phrase that is repeated several times in the Psalms. And it's found in chapter 52, or Psalm 52, in verse 8, where it says, "But as for me, I am like a green olive tree in the house of the Lord," or the house of God. "I trust in the loving kindness of God forever and ever. I will give thanks to you forever because you have done it, and I will wait on your name, for it is good in the presence of your godly ones." It's that phrase, "but as for me." And I love that phrase. It's a simple phrase. It's a short phrase, but I think a very impactful phrase, especially if we can learn to use it in our own lives. Oftentimes this phrase is used in the Psalms as a means by which the psalmist contrasts what's going on with the wicked and with what he himself has determined to do. In this particular psalm, he talked about the man who had trusted in the abundance of his riches and was strong in his evil desire. And it's right after that he says, "But as for me, I am like a green olive tree in the house of God." And there's some important principles we can draw from this phrase, "but as for me." Because oftentimes when we are wronged, when perhaps someone stabs us in the back, as the saying goes, or treats us in a cruel way, or slanders us in some way, oftentimes our natural response is to respond in a way similar to them. Well, I'll get back at them, or they treated me cruelly, so I'm going to treat them cruelly. They are doing this, so I'm going to do that. But here the psalmist shows a lot of wisdom in showing that, yeah, the wicked may act in a particular way, and it might even seem sometimes that the wicked is getting away with it. But as for me, I'm going to trust in the Lord. But as for me, I'm going to be like a green olive tree in the house of God. But as for me, I'm going to give God thanksgiving. There's this, in this phrase, there's this idea of, I'm not going to fall into the trap and follow after the example of these wicked people who have risen up against me. I'm going to place my trust in the Lord. I'm going to act faithfully towards God. I'm going to live a life of integrity. I'm going to live a life of love. Those sorts of things. When we are wronged and we want to respond by basically acting the same way that the person who acted against us acted, it's important for us to have this phrase ringing in our ears. But as for me, now this person might have wronged me. They might have treated me in a very cruel way, in a very evil way. But as for me, I'm going to put my trust in the Lord, and I'm not going to retaliate. I'm going to place my trust in God. I'm going to listen to what the word says in Romans chapter 12. "Vengeance is mine, I will repay," says the Lord. Not to repay evil for evil, but to love our enemies and to kill them with kindness, as it were. But as for me, I'm gonna act a different way. But as for me, I'm not gonna go the way of the wicked, even though that's my natural tendency. Even though that's what I'm tempted to do, I'm going to take a different path. And so today, let's take this to heart, whether at this very moment we're dealing with a similar situation as David was with Doeg, or in the future as we encounter various situations where we really feel tempted to lash out at people or to uh, lower ourselves to their level. Let's remember this phrase, "but as for me," and remember that we have a higher standard as children of God, that we have a different approach to take because we are servants of the Lord. So with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.